Hello and welcome back. It is the end of day 12, I want to say, and things have been going pretty good. We had some failed experiments in the kitchen today, unfortunately. What happened today is this morning we went out, we went to a couple of flea markets. It was pretty good. We took the boy to a play area, a Spielplatz, and he had a great time. Got home. So I had this, which is 2 baked potatoes with a bit of the pico on it and some of my dressing that I made, the Italian dressing that I made. It was very, very good. It was very tasty. That was probably the highlight of today's food, in all honesty. So after I'd eaten that, I decided I would try and make some oat cookies, oat biscuits, oat clusters, whatever you want to call them. Unfortunately, I didn't have bananas. I only had 1 small banana, and the recipe calls for quite a few. Unfortunately, I decided, being the genius that I am, that I would use other fruit. Now, instead of going through the rigmarole of making applesauce and stuff like that, because you can use applesauce as a binding agent and a fat replacement and that sort of thing, I decided I would use the only other fruit that I had available in a large enough quantity, which was the blueberry and blackberry pendulette weird desserty cake mix thing with cayenne pepper that I made yesterday, because I had 2 entire tubs of that, and as acceptable as it is, as nice as it is, I can't really see myself just spooning fruit into my face. So I decided I would mush that up, I would use that, and I would use it as the binding agent for the cookies, which before they went in the oven, they looked like this. And after they came out of the oven, they looked like this. And that was around about, sort of 20, 30 minutes of baking, all told. And yeah, not very good, unfortunately. Well, it's hard to say they were a failure taste-wise, because unfortunately, they don't really taste of anything. There's a bit of cayenne pepper at the end, which is quite pleasant, and you can definitely tell that it's made from fruit. The only problem is, beyond that, it's not very tasty in any way, shape, or form. I think the lesson to take away from that is follow the recipe, and sort of try not to deviate too much. I think it bears experimentation later. I like oatmeal and raisin cookies and stuff, so if I can make something later on that's as good, that's pretty close to like what I remember, I'll be fine with that. But obviously it bears more experimentation later. So that was the first failure. The second failure was when it came to dinner tonight. Now, it wasn't anything major. However, it turns out that a component of the recipe that I was going to follow, and did follow all the way through, was a little bit more important than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be, just like a thickening agent or something like that. That's what I thought it was. It turns out it is actually the thing that gives the entire recipe its flavor. And the thing that I was missing was nutritional yeast. So even though I'd looked for it the other day in a couple of biomarkts, which is, sort of like the organic shop and a health food sort of place, and couldn't find it anywhere. So I thought, oh, well, maybe it's just something that I'll have to buy online. What possible use could it be? Turns out, quite important. So my experiment tonight, my dinner tonight was, I basically just fancied something a little bit, sort of on the plain side. I thought, I've got this recipe for a cheese sauce. I'll make the cheese sauce. What can I do that will show off the cheese sauce? And given that it's entirely made out of potato and this and that and the other, what can I make? And I knocked myself together a macaroni cheese using whole wheat fusilli pasta and this cheese sauce. And it was all right. It was pretty decent. The only problem is the cheese sauce mainly just tastes like a sort of potato soup with a bit of curry powder in it, because I didn't put in the nutritional yeast, which gives it its flavor. So yeah, without the nutritional yeast, that basically just tastes like, well, like potato soup with a little bit of curry powder in it. And it was nice enough and mixed in with all the pasta. It was really, really tasty, but not quite right. So basically a furious Google session later, and I found a place over near Warschauer Straße U-Bahn-Station, which is going to be hopefully a place that I can get it. It's a shop called Vegans, which is, you know, like a vegan supply shop, a vegan supermarket. And their web store has it. So hopefully there'll be nutritional yeast inside there. So I'm going to go out with the boy and pick some of that up, and, you know, some other little bits and bobs. If I can find wholemeal flour, so that I can actually like bake some bread, then I'll do that. If not, I don't know, I'll try and find some spelt or something like that. Like, that should be okay, right? Maybe? Yeah, well. Yeah, just little bits, vegetables to top things up. We need more lettuce and stuff. But yeah, that's the plan. Right, well, that is me done for today. It's been a little bit quicker today, thankfully. So I will say goodbye. I will see you tomorrow, and thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye.